What's up, y'all? Hope you're doing great. So if you've been watching our channel for a while, you know that we just finished putting the subfloor over our underground earth bag root cellar. Such a huge milestone for us. And soon, we're going to be starting on the next underground portion of our house, right over here. This big hole in the ground is going to be where we start the next portion of our build. Very exciting. I can't wait to get started. But I do have to wait to get started. There's another project we want to hit on first. There's another thing I got to attend to, and that is our water supply. Now, if you don't know, we live 100% on rainwater out here in the desert. Crazy, I know, right? One of our projects, my wife and I built a nearly 14,000 gallon capacity earth bag cistern. That's right, this whole thing, the walls are made with earth bags. We then covered it with a gabion, covered the whole thing with a ferro cement top, and it is ready to go. Unfortunately, we didn't have much of a monsoon season. And we've been getting a lot of questions. How much water have you got in your cistern? Well, the answer to that is not much, because we haven't had that much rain. So that's one project I want to knock out right away. I don't think it'll take too long, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Now we're by our compost station. This is where all of our waste goes. That's been working out really well for us. And again, if you've been following our channel, you know just recently, this whole roof came off. But I didn't build it the way I should have, and I paid the price for it. Luckily, it wasn't too bad to replace it. All the metal remained intact, and everything's looking really good now. Real sturdy. This ain't going nowhere. But another thing that happened, not only did the roof get blown off, but I mean, it totally devastated the water catchment we had set up here. I had gutters going up along here. I had fed into a couple of IBC totes, but when this roof came off, it destroyed those gutters. I'm gonna finish this roof off and set up the new water harvesting system. Now let me show you those totes. So yeah, this thing got devastated, but I'm looking at this as an opportunity to change things up, make things a little bit better. So how I had it set up is gutters came along here, dumped into this little funnel, went into the pipe, down into the first tote. And when that tote filled up, we have another pipe coming up, goes over into the second tote, goes down in there. Then if that were to fill up, it has an overflow pipe and comes out. And I thought that was a pretty decent system, and it did work. But one thing to be aware of when catching water with these IBC totes, when these things fill up, they expand quite a bit. So it did kind of start messing with the piping a little bit, and it did kind of come unglued right at this junction right here. So one thing I want to do is just kind of redo the plumbing and set it up so I don't have that issue. What I think I'm gonna do is end up daisy chaining it down at the bottom, so it'll fill up both totes equally when it rains. There's no rain in the forecast anytime soon, but either way, we wanna be prepared. Someone's waiting patiently for his breakfast. What's on the crew menu for today?
Eggs.
That's like the breakfast of champions right there. Well, you got 2 eggs?
And 2 little eggs.
2 little eggs. Ooh, what do you think? Always wanted my own utility belt. I got it. Smoke bombs. Bat shark repellent. Ready to go. Of course, I always do the most childish thing here. You ready to go? You ready to get some work done?
What are we doing?
Working on the hacienda roof.
Okay.
Crew likes a new belt. Just comes prepared. Are we going for a ride again? Are we going for a ride? Look at this guy. He thinks we're about to go for a ride again. Tails wagging, look at it. Going in the car. Like that one day we went for like 3 trips.
Yeah.
He was super excited after that. I think with the inclusion of this fascia board, it looks so much nicer. I can put on my gutters, but first I think I'm gonna deal with the IBC totes. Now, first off, I'm gonna separate these 2 totes from the pipes. I might leave these pipes connected for right now, but that'll allow me to move the totes. And we've already moved the 2 totes out of here. We just moved them off to the side. And they were just sitting on a couple pallets, which, you know, probably could have held up for a long time. But I'm gonna create a sturdier base down here. So this is my brother Tony. He decided to come out, give a little hand on some of the projects we got going on. Free labor, I'm having him do all the work while I mess with the camera, as usual. But we're just leveling out the ground just a little bit, getting a real nice area. Then we'll put some gravel down. Doing a mighty fine job, sir. You disturbed its home. That's crazy. So we decided to give it a little paint job, keep as much light out of here as possible, keep the water a little cleaner. We're just gonna take that precaution before loading it up. So we're painting it a matte black. Painting using a spray paint is not my first choice. I don't think it's gonna get this incredibly light tight, not as well as some other products. I think covering this in a UV proof plastic would be better, or maybe like a rubberized liquid paint. I think this will do for what we want it for over by the hacienda. I think it'll keep most of the light out, but it definitely won't be 100% light tight. I'm just gonna give this a little cleaning before putting the paint on. I don't want to paint over all this bird duke. A lot of bird duke on here. Just using some cleaning vinegar. Good stuff. The bird duke just comes right off with the cleaning vinegar. I don't know about you, but this all seems familiar. Back up with the aluminum gutters. Most everything I'm using for this project is stuff that we've already been using. I can just reuse it. One thing I do want to point out is you always want your inlet for your water harvesting system screened. I'm probably eventually going to put a screen over this pipe, but right now we do have a screen at the bottom of the gutter that will prevent any debris from getting into the tanks. So I'm just going to reuse these cam locks since I'm going to be piping these two totes together. I won't need the faucets anymore, so I'm just going to take this off and start the plumbing all over again. I already cut a couple of small PVC pieces that I need to finish this up. We'll just get a little gluing done, and then that's it. Not too much left. So I decided I'm going to make this a little thicker. I went with 1.5 inch. It'll definitely allow for better water flow going in between the two tanks, and a little bit more water mass in here. Hopefully it won't freeze as fast as maybe like a 1-inch pipe would. Plus maybe with the extra thermal mass from the tank. And I think I'm going to paint these up, spray paint them black, just to help protect the pipes a little bit, and then it won't look as quite as nasty as this. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together like that. Beautiful. Oh. Ready to go. I love it. Sometime soon before the next rain, I'll probably add an overflow pipe coming out of the second tank, which will be just a simple 90-degree elbow attached here, come out and out this way. Or we'll probably end up growing a food forest out this way, so any overflow coming out this way will be beneficial. So remember that. Always a big important rule for rainwater harvesting. Always plan for overflow. Well, this was a nice quick little project. I also got to take a few minutes soon and just kind of seal up those gutters, but I think that'll work out fine. With that storm we had, it just completely tore off that roof, rocked this water harvesting system, but now we're back in business. And instead of getting upset that the storm kind of just wrecked everything, I kind of used it as an opportunity to make things better. I built a much stronger roof, and I built a much better rainwater harvesting system over here. Before I had it plumbed over at the top, and I didn't realize quite how much expansion these IBC totes would have when they fill up with water. And it ended up kind of loosening up those pipes at the top. So now the only pipes that are up there is the inlet, and then it'll be the overflow pipe, and then it won't really matter because they're not attached to anything in particular, so they can kind of move around. It's no big deal. Connecting it down here at the bottom, you're not going to see that same swelling as you would at the top. So these are going to be a much sturdier connection. I'm going to put something down here just to kind of support this a little bit, but otherwise it's looking good. And the cool thing about kind of doing it this way is you could really connect as many IBC totes in series as you want. So depending on the kind of collection surface you have and the amount of rainfall you get, keep adding those totes. It's just getting creative with it and finding out the design that works well for you. All right, everyone, thanks for joining me on this little excursion, getting our new rainwater harvesting system set up. Now we're going back to the build. If you don't know, we're building an earth bag house. We just finished our root cellar not too long ago, and now we'll be starting with the other underground portion, our underground earth bag bedroom. You don't want to miss it. Stick around for that.